Decided it was a good day to take the Squarebody to work. Why not? Get you guys a little bit better driving video. It is still on the choke, so may run a little rougher than ideal for about a minute here, but yeah, that's first. I mean, first is definitely a crawler gear. View out of an old vehicle. Just a fishbowl compared to anything modern. All right, we are off the choke now, so that's get her on the highway here in a few minutes. All right, so now we're off choke. Second gear. Third gear. Into fourth, going 35. This does have 410s, so the gearing is relatively short. Try first gear this time. As you can probably tell, first is a little unnecessary. Flat ground, no trailer. I usually just start in second. So let's do a second gear start this time for comparison. Yeah, see, second gear start just feels better. It's really awkward starting in first. You don't need to. But can you daily drive one of these? Sure, why not? I mean, it's comfortable. The lack of cup holders is definitely something unique. There's no cup holders anywhere in this one. So that's a bit of a challenge. Very American problem, I know. But, you know, power brakes. This has an electric choke, so now that it's warm, it runs really well. You know, obviously carburation still has its quirks, but this is an Edelbrock 600 Performer carb. A 1406 carb and an Edelbrock RPM intake, not an air gap. It's just a regular non-air gap intake, and the low end power is fantastic. You know, it's definitely not a screamer, but it's still a small block Chevy. You know, you rev it out and it goes. We'll be doing some more acceleration before we get on the highway here, but yeah, just figured I'd show you guys what it's like driving around town in the daylight, a little bit nicer weather. So you can probably hear there's some squeaks and rattles, and it's an old truck. I mean, that's to be expected. And so we are fully warmed up off the choke. Let's just do a little driving here. Starting in second. Third. Into fourth. We're going to get around the highway and go around 30 miles here. Just, you know, no snow, beautiful day. Figured why not? Why not take the Squarebody out? I am still working on dialing in the tune a little bit. I put a little larger jet on the secondaries, so wanted to test that out too once the road opens up a little bit here. But yeah, can you daily drive one of these? Absolutely. You can probably tell by the steering corrections, it's very similar to driving something like a Jeep Wrangler. Those also have solid front axle, relatively wide tires, and recirculating ball steering. That's about the only thing sold that still does. A Wrangler and a Gladiator. And the Eneos Grenadier also, if you want to count that. They don't sell enough of those for me to really consider them. So down into second here. Just making a little noise, because why not? Into fourth. We're going to be approaching the highway here. One of the many little minor things that this thing needs is some new window seals, as you guys are going to soon experience here. Definitely could use some new window seals. Original headliner was taken down, but not fully. The guy was in the process of redoing it. It's kind of sad. When I bought this, bought it from a gentleman who had it for almost 30 years. He did the swap himself out of his own truck, out of a 2006 GMC. He didn't really want to sell it, but he had too many toys and was just downsizing, so all right, let's get it up to high speeds here. Again in second. Into third. 410s at around 70 miles an hour. You're sitting at 2100 RPM. Right around 80, you're sitting a little under 2500 RPM. So speed limits are 70 on the freeways out here in the populated area here of Salt Lake City. Once you get out of the valley and the populated areas, the speed limit goes to 75 and then 80. So for most of the state, the speed limit's 80 here. And I bought this in Idaho, where the speed limit is also 80 in the majority of the state. So, yep. She cruises great down the highway, though. I mean, yes, the steering definitely requires your attention. And this originally did have cruise control, but it is not hooked up. So, no cruise control in this one. But yeah. Besides the little bit of wind noise, which is, it's all coming from this wind window. Otherwise, it drives down the highway great. I mean, the long wheelbase on these really does ride smooth, even in a 3/4 ton application like this. And this was actually originally a diesel, so it has the heavy duty suspension package. It has dual shocks and quite a leaf package underneath in both the front and rear. And it also has the larger axles and the 8-lug hubs, which weigh a bit more. Typically these do ride pretty rough, but this thing rides pretty smooth, all things considered. But yeah, no drama, cruises right down the highway. We're gonna get on one more freeway here, and then I'm probably gonna cut the video off and just drive down the freeway here. But wanted to give you guys a little bit better video of driving this, and show you guys in a little bit better lighting, you know, what the driving experience looks like. I know my last video was not exactly ideal in terms of conditions, so yeah. Gotta love posting videos on YouTube. I post one video where, I don't know, I had maybe a foot in front of me to park, and everybody acted like it was the end of the world, like I committed a federal crime. Oh, look at that guy how he parks. He shouldn't own that. He doesn't deserve to own the vehicle. It just cracks me up, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, getting onto the freeway here. Let's drop her into third. See here, no issues. Drives down the freeway great. Even with the solid front axle, and you know, these are 265, 75, 16 tires, Firestone Destination XTs. They're a, you know, a good all-terrain, all-around, a really good tire, but nothing too crazy aggressive, not a mud terrain or anything crazy like that. But yeah. And even in fifth, going uphill, you still have passing power. Again, this is just a 10-to-1 compression small block Chevy. It's a 355, so just a 350, poured over a little bit. I mentioned it in the other video, but it's a Jasper remanufactured engine, originally designed for marine use. But yeah, now we're going 80 down the freeway. No problems, no need to downshift. Besides a little bit of wind noise, pretty comfortable cruiser. I will be addressing that. The seals on these are not cheap. I was looking up kits last night, and you're looking at $300-400 for, you know, a good quality seal set, and that's just it's one of those things that I will do eventually, but it doesn't bother me enough to spend $300 on it right now. So yeah, cruises down the freeway, no problem. God, I love the sound when the secondaries kick in. Oh man, I love the sound, but you got to be careful, because it ain't cheap. Driving one of these, not cheap. Not for the faint of heart. But yeah, cruising down the freeway at 80, no problem. I'll get some more undercarriage videos, and maybe some towing, and who knows, some light off-roading. I don't know. I really like driving this thing. I mean, should I be driving it to work? Probably not. I have other vehicles that are far more fuel efficient. But I don't know. These things just have a lot of charm, and it's a lot of fun to drive something this simple, you know? There is no distractions. You just get in and drive. And we're getting home now.